Da-dum. Hello, hello. Sorry for the jump scare. Trying something new out today, where I have the screen recording kind of time-lapse instead of I usually use the built-in time-lapse feature that comes with Clip Studio Paint. That gives you a more overall direct kind of a little more boring time-lapse. I think these are more interesting, where you could see every stroke I'm doing, you know. So I'm trying something new out today, but you know, I've been meaning to upload time lapses of this kind previously, but as you can see, how I jump around and zoom around a lot, it's kind of jarring, eh? It's a little distracting and kind of jumpy, and it's hard to really pay attention. This is 16 times speed, by the way, of the recording. I think I drew this over 3 hours. And so that kind of brings me to what I want to talk about here is the idea of focus. So when I was drawing this, you can see I'm staying zoomed out. You know, I'm still kind of moving the canvas around a bit. I'd like to stop doing that and stay a little more zoomed out, keep a more kind of holistic view of everything, you know? Because usually what I do is, I mentioned before, I've recorded some of these, right? Like I record everything I do. When I go back and look at this kind of a screen recording kind of time-lapse of what I've drawn, I notice that I zoom all the way in. You know, like I might zoom all the way in on that ankle and then draw like the foot. And then I'll zoom all the way out and check, you know? And it makes for a really kind of spooky looking, almost like a possessed, you know, zooming in and out, jumping all over the place kind of video. And again, I'm still doing it a little bit here, but I'm trying not to do that. So my number one focus while I was drawing this one was to stay zoomed out and to pay attention to kind of the overall look of what I was drawing, right? You know, I'll zoom in a little later to do like the details on the face and stuff, but when I do that, I tried to keep, and you'll see later when we get there, I try to keep the entire head, you know, and maybe like the shoulders in view as well. Because I think I tend to zoom in too much. So again, that's kind of what I want to talk about today is focus. Usually when I'm drawing, there's maybe 2 or 3 things that I'm focused on. I think there was maybe 3 or 4 on this one actually. One was like staying zoomed out. The other, I picked a pretty simple angle for the face and the head. I really wanted to do a good job on the face and the head of this one, and like the hair, the eyes, you know. So I did a pretty simple, looking kind of directly into the camera. I found some good reference of the original character, Okayu here, that I'm drawing, and I wanted to take my time with that. The other thing I was focused on was, and you'll see me doing it right now, and I've been doing it for a while here, is these sleeves. I kind of realized that the pose I had, I didn't really need to worry too much about the clothing except for these 2 arms. Now I've practiced clothing folds a little bit in the past, not too much, but I kind of know, I mean sort of, what I'm doing, but it's hard to make it look natural. So you could see me, I mean, I've erased it and redrawn it 2 or 3 times now. That was one of the other things I was focused on with this one, was getting those sleeves to look good. Because again, it's close to the focus of the image, right? The legs don't really matter too much. The feet, maybe, sure. But I wasn't going to do focus on the feet, right? I could have drawn toes, but yeah, whatever, I'll just throw some socks on, right? It wasn't my focus. So again, you see I'm zooming in just enough to get the full, kind of all the relevant information. Because it's not only the eyes that are important here when you're drawing the face. Like I said, I wanted to get these eyes to look nice. And the hair. So I'm trying to stay not too zoomed in. I want to zoom in to get the detail in, but not too far so that I'm kind of getting lost in the overall gestalt. Is that the word? You know? So that's kind of what I want to talk about today. And honestly, that's about it. I just want to kind of reiterate how I think that's a very effective way to practice, at least for me. Like I feel like it's helping me out a lot to keep in mind just 1 or 2 things, maybe 3 or 4 to focus on. You don't have to, you know, get everything perfect. This is just a rough sketch, right? If I was going to spend a few more days on it, I might put a little more into it, but I wanted to get the face good, the hair good, and then those sleeves. And that's about it. The rest I was like, you know, it's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? The hands, they're okay, right? The bottom hand is a little weird. You'll see at the end, but you know, I wasn't focused on it. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? So, yeah, this one was really fun. You can see me getting into the line art here. Boy, it's really raining. Can you hear that outside? It's pretty nice. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I'll probably let the rest play on, but yeah, what do you think about this kind of a time-lapse? Like I said, I think it's more interesting. And this kind of commentary style, I'd like to do more of these, you know? But I need to pay attention to not zoom in too much, eh? Because it gets really hard to watch when I zoom around too much. This is the first one that I felt was acceptable. And I'm still zooming around too much. You can see, like, the further I go along, the more I kind of forget that zoom focus. But again, it's because I'm doing the line art here, it doesn't really matter. I already have the lines down, I'm just kind of going over them, so. But I'm still trying to stay zoomed out, so. Anyway, that's really all I wanted to say. Let me know in the comments what you think about this kind of a time-lapse. Because I like it. I like this kind more. And I like having me in the corner there. You can see me blabbing around as I talk to myself and to chat as I'm drawing along. So yeah, thanks again, everybody. I'll let this this play out. Maybe I'll add some smooth jazz to the rest of the recording here. I don't know. Yeah, that'll do it for me here. So goodbye, 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 goodbye. How do you like that echo? Is that pretty good? I wonder if there's like a way I can turn on like a filter to make it echo out. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Anyway, goodbye for real this time.